Today, on Be Something Wonderful, how to transform your entire life and reality overnight. I am your host, Tom Kearin, and this is the Be Something Wonderful studio of higher consciousness, where we help you level up and become the best version of yourself. Creators, welcome back. Big video here in the studios of Be Something Wonderful here in Las Vegas. I want to talk about this second meeting that I had with a client yesterday. We met for the first time just before the holidays last month. And his whole thing was, Tom, I want to transform my life now. I want it to happen overnight. I want to be there already. And there was some frustration there for sure. And he goes, I know you guys talk about it. He's referring to coaches and metaphysical teachers and stuff. How do I get there? So we talked about some of this stuff. But one of the big things with him was everything was focused on getting something to change, getting something from reality, getting something from others, as he talked about girlfriends and people at work and social situations. All of this came up, and even money that was owed to him. All this kind of stuff came up. But him wanting to get. And I said, really, remember, that identity is not an identity that is aligned with your source. Remember, as source, it's about giving. It's about giving of yourself, giving compliments, giving love, giving of yourself to reality, because you are reality. We're going to talk a little bit more about this, but I want to unpack it how we walk through it. And yesterday was a great session, because it sort of gave him a 48-hour challenge, although it turned into a few weeks since we talked again. And already he said he's had 2 invitations. One was from a girl that he actually has a crush on. So this is interesting. He's received unexpected money and got a huge compliment from the executives that he works for on a project that he did. It was really unexpected. So I want to hit this. Already he's feeling himself as source, giving of himself, and then of course giving equals receiving as source. You're contemplating yourself and receiving yourself. So it's all coming to him because he is it. So I want to walk through this. How do I change my life, my reality, myself completely, instantly, overnight? Really want to get there. And here's some of the things that we talked about. Well, I said to him, you just did and are doing in every moment. Remember, you're actually changing your entire reality, your entire identity, shifting realities in every moment. You're completely new. It's because we hang on to these things. He had grievances from the past, wanted to change some things there, hoping for better things in the future. But we're changing past, present, and future in this present moment. I've talked about this, but never like we're going to talk about it today, right? His question comes from that belief in, assumption of, an attachment to the linear experience of reality, right? Where your past seems fixed and unchangeable, and the cause of your present. Right? Talked about all these things, believing these were the causes of why his life seems to be stuck, why he can't seem to transform. He talked a lot about past things, right? And felt like the present feels immovable to him, right? Where the present seems solid and hard to change and cause of the future. Where the past seems fixed and unchangeable in the cause of the present. Where his future seems hard to believe and out of reach. All of this. Do you see here? Here we are in the present moment, feeling this is really solid. I always use the blue color to represent that present reality, right? All in the now moment. These are all happening right now. But we believe this is the only reality right now. We don't understand that we're creating the future and the past from that present moment. This is really what I wanted to walk him through. This seems solid. That past seems solid and unchangeable. The present seems solid and hard to change as well. And the future just seems out of reach. So the unchangeable and fixed past, that seems to be the cause of our stuckness in the present, this present life or reality that we're unhappy with. And that seems so solid and hard to change or slow to change. And the future never seems to come, and it's hard to believe. Well, we're going to walk through this today. Remember, every time you remember the past, you change it. And in other words, you create it. Every time, we've talked about this in many different ways, but when you remember the past, when you have any thoughts of that, you're creating it because it doesn't exist. It only exists through who you are right now. Who you are, this identity, creates that idea, connects a thread to what linear past would make sense for who you're being right now. Right? Remember, you're source of everything. Every time and while you're looking at the present, you're changing and creating it. And every time you imagine the future, you're manifesting it or creating it. You're creating it all from this present identity, from this present moment. So when you say, how do I change my life overnight? You already have, and you keep changing it. You're not, but you're hanging on to assumptions and beliefs of your self-concept of who you are and who the world is and what people have done to you that seems to keep that solid reality in place, right? Every time you remember, every time you look at, every time you put your attention on reality, you change it. Past, present, and future. So instead of it looking like this, where the past seems unchangeable and fixed and the cause of the present that seems solid and hard to change, with the future being hard to reach, it's all actually being created right now. You are reality. Your entire experience is reality. All of that is changing according to who you're deciding to be right now in this now moment. It changes your present experience, your past, and your future. We've talked about that. So remember, there you are. There are those pictures again. That blue you is always changing, always according to your beliefs, assumptions, and thoughts, and what you believe is your experience of reality right now. Changes everything. And there's the frame. All that is, there are the frames. You are an infinite being. You are that I am awareness. That's the limited, multidimensional you. Infinitely expanding and becoming more, while at the same time, you're complete, whole, and changeless. Do you see it? At the same time you're expanding, but how do you expand? By seeing yourself from these infinite vantage points. But in every moment, you're creating that new slide or that new frame or that new identity. It's just potential until you believe something, assume something, change that mix within you, and then you become that identity. You occupy that reality. You're that infinite being within all those realities take place. So it's always expanding and you're always becoming more. Well, at the same time, you're complete, whole, and changeless. So it's change taking place in that changeless reality of who you are. Every change in your identity and reality, remember this, is a complete change. A new experience, viewpoint, vantage point, perspective, as all that is. You're never returning to an old identity or an old reality. We believe that because the physical conditions look similar, but you're always in a new identity, always in a new reality. Yes, creation's finished. Infinity can't be added to or taken away from, but it's always expanding at the same time. That's what makes it infinity. That's the paradox. It's expanding as you experience it, right? Your entire linear experience is created in each moment by what you're remembering, what you're assuming, what you're thinking, and what you're imagining. Past, present, and future is completely and utterly new, in other words, changed in every moment. So we really walked him through this idea that it is changed. And it's changed, and it's changed. In other words, it's new in every moment. You're creating a new identity, new frame of reality in every moment. And that's it. I brought up that Alice in Wonderland quote. I've talked about that in many videos. I can't go back to yesterday because I was a different person then. Well, because you changed yesterday. That yesterday is no longer the same. You changed who you were. You changed your linear past by choosing who you are right now. It changes you in all time. In other words, that other linear you exists and will always exist as part of you, but you're becoming now more aware of who you are in the present moment. In your awareness, you're changing. You're no longer who you were yesterday. You're completely new in this moment and the next moment and the next moment. So you're never returning. You can never return to the past. So instead of trying to heal and fix your past, instead of trying to get a new life in the present, instead of trying to believe in your new future identity reality, all of these things came up with this client, trying to heal and fix things with past relationships, trying to get a new life in the present, trying to believe in his new future reality. Allow yourself to receive and have what's already yours. And be and believe in your new chosen identity and reality now. Hear it, because we're going to hit these. I'm being very deliberate with the wording here. Allow yourself to receive and have what's already yours. Remember, you are that infinite being. You are that infinite being. Believe in what's already yours, and be and believe in your new chosen identity and reality now, right? And so the question always comes up, but how? If experiencing reality is reality, how do I experience that now? This was some of his great questions in our first session. How to be it, to have it, to receive it, and to believe it, in other words, right? I've added those, but that's what the basis of his question was. How do I be it? How do I have it? How do I receive it? How do I believe it? If this is true, if it's about allowing to receive and have what's already mine, and be and believe that I'm already that new identity and new reality, how do I do it? How do I be it, have it, receive it, believe it? By taking your focus off of getting something from reality, because you are reality, and rather by giving. By giving, it shows that you're source and it's yours to give. Right? Focus on giving of yourself to reality, giving of yourself as source. Give away that which you want to be. Give away that which you want to have, what you want to receive, what you want to believe. Right? Because if you have it, you believe it, and if you have it, it's yours to give. So you must have it, you must be it, and you must believe it. To give, this is what Neville Goddard says. He ties this whole idea of giving, having, receiving, being, and believing and being into one quote. He said, to give is to receive. You cannot give what you do not have. And you only have what you believe. You only have what you believe you have. And if you're giving it, then you must have it. So you must believe it. You must be it. Giving equals having, equals receiving, equals believing, equals being. How do you get there? By moving your focus of trying to get something from physical 3D reality. You are physical 3D reality. Give. Give love. Give compassion. Give compliments. Give gratitude. Give appreciation to your source. Be source. And that giving implies your source. Giving implies you are all things. Giving implies you occupy all realities. Giving implies that you are all identities. That's what you desire to be. That's what we're talking about. So I am the Alpha and the Omega. I am the beginning and the end. I'm the first and last. The middle is your linear focus to know yourself as all that is, experientially. Do you see it? Remember in Revelations, Jesus, I am the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end, the first and last. I'm all of it. I am all that is. But how do I know? By the middle. The middle is beautiful. I've called it the messy middle before. But that's because it's the linear experience. The linear experience is messy, but it's a beautiful mess. It's why we're here. Otherwise, we wouldn't know that we're the beginning and the end, the first and last, the Alpha and Omega, the all of all, the all that of all that is, source. To know that, we create that linear experience, that change in the changeless reality of having that experience, right? But when we focus on getting, it keeps us focused that we're somehow incomplete. That we're not whole, that we're not the Alpha and the Omega, we're not the beginning and the end, we're not the first and the last. That we're just this partial perception in the middle, trying to get things to be complete. Remember, the middle's your linear focus to know yourself as all it is, experientially, physically. It's self-contemplation, it's the giving of yourself to yourself as source. Remember, you can never outgive source, you can never outgive God. right? That source is inexhaustible, and you are that source. So give it away, give it all away, give everything that you want away, and watch how fast that comes back to you, right? You cannot give what you don't already have, or be who you are not already, right? So give love, give compassion, give kindness, give gratitude, give appreciation. Give as source in all that is, right? Give and it will be given you, pressed down, right? This is the quote from Luke 6:38, right? Give it and it will be given you and multiplied, right? Flowing over with abundance. That's what he's now starting to experience in his reality. Shifting from this idea of being a seeker and trying to get something to being source and supply of everything that he wants. That's powerful. That is really how to transform your entire life and reality overnight, because it already is. I want you to really remember your life is transformed in every moment. It's up to you to decide what that transformation is. Every moment you're a new identity, a new reality. So remember, and as you give, you demonstrate that you're the source of that identity. You're the source of that reality. That you're that inexhaustible divine supply, one with that divine supply. That's powerful. That's how to transform your life and reality overnight, entirely. I am your host, Tom Kearin, and this is the Be Something Wonderful studio of higher consciousness, where we help you level up and become the best version of yourself. Creators, thank you. Thank you for being with me. Thank you for liking and sharing and commenting on our videos. Thank you for being part of our Facebook group, the Be Something Wonderful Ambassadors, at facebook.com/groups/Be Something Wonderful, for joining us on Instagram and Twitter at Tom Kearin, for joining our TikTok at Be Something Wonderful, and our membership channel. 2 big videos came out over the last week or so. We also had our live stream at the end of last month on December 30th. That's now available for viewing. We have another live stream queued up, another live event for the membership channel. It's coming out this month. I've already announced it. Stay tuned for more announcements. Send your questions to info@besomethingwonderful.com. If you're a member, join us. If you're not a member, check it out. There's a link below. Creators, with great love, with great light and infinite gratitude, this is Tom in the studios here of Be Something Wonderful in Las Vegas. Until next time, see you soon.